In order to understand the behavior of a capacitor, let's start by thinking about a single charged conducting plate. Symmetry arguments tell us that near an infinite charged plane, the field will be perpendicular to the plane and more or less uniform. We also know that if the plane is actually a finite plane, near the edges some of those field lines will diverge a little, but our interest lies in that part of the plane where the field is uniform and directed perpendicular to the plate. If we want to know the magnitude of the electric field, we can invoke Gauss's law in order to compute the field strength. Let's think about the stability of this plate. If we touch the plate and ground it, we know that the charge will flow off of the plate and the plate will be neutralized. Is there a way to make the plate stable without actually insulating it? Okay, suppose we introduce a neutral conducting plate and we bring it nearby. If we ground this plate, what happens? Charge flows in from the ground and negative charges is induced in this second plate. Now we have a pair of oppositely charged conducting plates next to one another and an electric field directed from the positive plate to the negative plate. What happens if we now ground the negative plate? Think about this for a moment. Decide, make a prediction. What do you think will happen if we ground the negative plate? Nothing. Nothing happens because the electric charge is bound there by the presence of the other plate. Similarly, if we ground the positive plate, it also is not neutralized because its charge is bound there by the presence of the other plate. Either plate may be grounded independently without discharging it. The entire arrangement is net neutral. And that means that if we place a Gaussian surface around it, the Gaussian encloses zero net charge, so there will be no net flux through the Gaussian. And the electric field at any part of the Gaussian is negligible because while there is some fringing at the edges, nearly all of the field lines run straight from one plate to the other. The only way to discharge the plates is to ground them simultaneously or to provide a path directly from one plate to the other. Additionally, if we add a barrier to the charges, they will do work during the discharge of the capacitor. So that's it. A capacitor is a net neutral charge storage device which can do work during discharge.